Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, jctickets.net, Geico Insurance, Dunaway Furniture, Ocean City Golf Club, RussellStreetReport.com, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Holiday Inn Express, BuyAToyota.com, your official site for Toyota deals. The original Green Turtle, hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
And welcome back into the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show on Comcast Beach TV, and now this season on TV, 47 ABC, WNBT, and on Delmarva's strongest signal Ravens affiliate, the Rock Station, 93.5 The Beach. Don't forget, 1 o'clock, the Ravens on the road in Miami, taking on the Dolphins. If you're listening to the game on the radio, pregame at 12:30, we're on the air every Sunday, just about every Sunday, minus the holiday weeks, at 11 a.m. And I want to thank the folks, by the way, a couple of weeks ago during one of the breaks, I let our audience know about a great program for the troops that one of my former co-hosts put together, Operation Cookie Drop-Off, and it's been a major success. We got a big drop-off this Saturday, or packing, I should say, this Saturday, but the support has been overwhelming, and the outpouring of cookies and also money for shipping, we really appreciate it. So thank you so much for the troops. Want to wish everybody, not only here, of course, with Ravens Roost 44, but everybody in the audience and listening and watching on TV, a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all. We are at the infamous Ravens Room, the Blue Ox Bar and Grill, 127th Street and Coastal Highway at Ocean City with Ravens Roost 44. Give yourselves a hand. He's no Joe Flacco. Mike Bradley for 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore.
He's
also
John Garrick.
Locally, mornings 5 to 9. Mike and Jake in the morning on 92.7 WGND. To my left, former Lehigh College player, OC local and entrepreneur John Garrigan. By the way, sorry about Lehigh coming up a little short against Lafayette in the rivalry game, huh?
Lehigh Lafayette 150 at Yankee Stadium. I saw a bunch of the guys played with, and it was nice feeling small. But yeah, it was a tough one for Lehigh. Got blown out.
Yeah. I was a happy camper. Down 15-3 at one point, 22-9. Calvert Hall came back to beat Loyola 25-22 on Thanksgiving, so I was a happy camper. Steve Slaza, I know Mount St. Joe guy, but we'll welcome you anyway on the panel.
I was defensive coordinator when he was quarterback for Calvert Hall's freshman team.
Oh, well, that's... You don't have to age yourself like that.
No, come on.
But former football lacrosse coach and, of course, Ravens fan and Ravens Roost 44 member, Steve Slaza. Welcome back, sir. All right, guys, and I heard, and I tell you what, this just goes to show how big Ravens fans and how educated our fans are here at Ravens Roost 44. I heard some folks talk during the break about what about the third down conversions that San Diego had. They were 9 of 11, and the other 2, by the way, I believe they converted on penalties. And you're absolutely right. Now, part of that, though, had to do with, of the 11 conversions, 6 were of 3 yards or less. That's pretty tough to hold a team to 3 yards or less on any play. To me, third down is more representative of how well you do on first down. To me, third down conversion percentage is a result of how well you do on first down. But that said, the Ravens still allowed 3 of 5 conversions of 9+ yards. That is where you get into a situation where that's unacceptable after a while. And in the second half, the Chargers were a little bit more pedestrian, 5 of 7 on third down, but they still piled up 18 total first downs here. But third down, you got to get off the field, guys. We talk about it, and clearly that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, there are a few common phrases you hear in football. You got to win the turnover battle. You have to win at the line of scrimmage. You need to win on first downs. And just like you said, third down is indicative of what you do on first down, and it's tough when you move the chains and put pressure on defense, especially a defense that's struggling. So, and is really one-dimensional, the Ravens are. So, not a surprise. It all adds up at the end. I say it again, I think we all feel this way. The game never really felt like it was in jeopardy, but when you look back on the game, all the elements were there. The Ravens let the Chargers, they kept them in the game, and they pulled it out. So.
Steve, I felt like, though, come the fourth quarter, and you talked about 21 points. We talk about how poorly the defense played, but points-wise, up until the fourth quarter, it was pretty good. It was just the fourth quarter, you gave up 3 touchdowns. That was big. But as that fourth quarter was going along, Steve, I think we all seen enough games, all 3 of us up here, the folks in the audience, those watching and listening, we've seen enough that you kind of got the feeling, knowing the secondary, knowing their offensive prowess, Phillip Rivers, Yeah, they had a pretty good shot at coming back and winning that game.
Now everybody in my section was going, here we go, and I was, we were trying to calm it down, but it's unfortunately with the way the game has changed. When everything is passed. I mean, we haven't really talked about that, but when I went back, we were talking about stopping the run. It was almost like they were saying, go ahead and stop the run. We don't want to run, and we want to pass against you, and we can do whatever we want. And if we can't, we'll throw the ball up and get a pass interference. And that unfortunately is what happened. On the one good play where Levine was in position, and he just ended up getting called for, wrongly or rightly, for a pass interference play.
I mean, what did you think about that? I thought that could go either way, to be honest with you.
That was pass interference, but
I thought it was. If anything, you can't. The rules say you can't touch a guy beyond 5 yards, and he clearly was. Now, you might not like it, but they say they'll end of the game, let him play.
I mean, look, I wouldn't have been. It's one of those calls where if he called it, you really can't argue with it a whole lot. If he didn't call it, you really couldn't have argued with that a whole lot either. So it's a judgment call. It wasn't like it was a huge mistake when you look at it. But getting to that point though, when the Ravens have the ball. Before that drive, they wound up kicking their last field goal. You burn all the timeouts for San Diego, and here it is on third and whatever it was, 3rd and 4. I mean, it was a convertible third down, and you have a chance to get the clock down to the 2-minute warning and kick the field goal. So all their timeouts are gone, and we throw the ball. Now I'm not necessarily. I can't complain that we throw the ball there, but the play that was called. I mean, it was just like it had no shot. I mean, there at least needs to be a chance to have some sort of even 1-yard completion to keep that clock running. And then when they get the ball after we kick the field goal, now there's 1:55 left and the ball's on the 20. Instead, by the time we get to the 2-minute warning, the ball's on the 45-yard line and they have a short field to go to convert. So, I mean, just little mistakes like that. So we're talking about our secondary and our defense in the passing leagues and all this stuff. I mean, the coaches know this, right? So why not just try to take the ball out of their hands as long as possible? And by the way, the strength of our game is our rushing attack, right? So it's not like we run the ball and it's a give-up play. Very possible we run the ball, pick up the first down, game over. So
Well, it's a balanced attack, 32 runs to 31 passes, but
we can't be afraid to run there. That's the strength of our team.
Understood. Steve, just a couple of quick things. I'd argue though, don't let it come down to that play. Don't let the refs possibly, make it the big decision, the outcome of the game towards the end with Levine. I guess that was Malcolm Floyd on that play, and I mean, if it was, please don't tell me that there would have been some Ravens fans if it was in reverse that would have said, "Oh, that's pass interference." Of course they would have.
No, you can't blame it there, but you definitely could have seen the refs taking the easy way out and going for the 5-yard contact, or on the next play calling the pick play, which it definitely was. But all that, the referees shouldn't decide the game, and we allow them to because we didn't convert. There were 3 times early. Like John said, that play on third down was ridiculous. And then Harbaugh came out and said they were on the 4th down. They were going to try a fake field goal. They
had to burn a timeout,
trying to get Owen Daniels there, but they were not able to line it up, and it was scouted out. Honestly, that goes to scouting. I think they saw it coming. They relayed it from the sideline before we were able to get the play off. But yeah, we definitely should have scored earlier.
Yeah, San Diego obviously did a good coaching job. Guys, I mean, I don't want to harken completely on the defense. Look, offensively, we know we need at least one more touchdown over a field goal. But that said, though, a few positives. Flacco, 19 of 31, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. And Justin Forsett, 24 for 106. The running game, again, extremely solid. We always talk about balance. There was a lot of balance here, 32 to 31, as we talked about. Torrey Smith made an amazing catch in the end zone on a bullet that was thrown by Joe Flacco. Yeah, I guess
he should be running laps. That's probably why he's hurt, because that was a 2-handed catch. If he doesn't make that catch, I mean, he could have laid out and caught that with 2 hands. But I'm just throwing that out there. He should be running right now.
Mm-hmm. The Ravens, by the way, were 7 of 12 on third down, so they did a pretty good job on third down conversions. No turnovers themselves for the most part, and Joe Flacco was not sacked in the game. So there were definitely positives out of that. I guess on the one downside, Steve Smith, Kamar Aiken, some drops in the game certainly didn't help the team, and some, again, penalties at some key times that killed us.
Well, they were focused. The Chargers were focused on taking Steve Smith out, but we got to get him in motion. A guy like that, and receivers are like this. Agreed. Because they don't control. When you're an elite receiver, one of the best players on the team, and you're going to see this across any team, any receiver throughout the ages. You got to get these guys involved, because if you don't, you can mentally become disengaged. And you can say, oh, you need to be a pro and that's your job. And trust me, it's just tough. You got to be involved somehow. And if you get these and you force, sometimes you just have to force throws, you have to force routes, you have to get them in motion to beat the double teams, or at least get them, even if it's just swinging them out and throwing a 1-2 yard little pass and it's a 4-yard gain. Just something to get them engaged. Steve Smith, one of our better offensive players, has to touch the ball more than one time for 2 yards. I mean, that is a problem. That's a mistake. And so what's going to happen is you're going to have little mistakes, like his drop was clearly a mistake. It's all on him. But he needs to be more engaged. We have to force feed him the ball a little bit.
But, Steve, conversely, though, okay, early in the season, Torrey Smith wasn't targeted. Steve Smith was, and Torrey Smith's down and out. Now they target Torrey Smith, and we got him going. But then Steve Smith, I mean, that's what, Kubiak's paid to do, though, to be fair. But at the same time, it's not like there wasn't a plan as to why Steve Smith wasn't seeing the ball. And Steve Smith was guarded by their best cornerback. Torrey Smith was not. So that's why you saw T. Smith with the production he had.
Yeah, he definitely had a chance to catch some balls, and he dropped them. But, it's like John says. I mean, you look at games where he's had big games, he's caught 2 or 3 in the first quarter. He sort of sends us, and they're all good receivers. If they're not the focus, they tend to wander. And he really wanders if he doesn't get the ball early. But, I thought there were more positive things. When you look back at it, you're mad because we didn't win. But then you look at the thing, Jacoby Jones, had a great game. I thought he made 2 real good catches for pass interference. Yeah. He had a 72-yard kickoff return. Marlon Brown had an excellent game until his head got waffled into the turf.
Yeah. Well, and I thought that might have been an X factor that we lost in the red zone. And I'm surprised with Kubiak that we haven't done a better job in the red zone this year. We're running out of time. But Marlon Brown might have been a matchup, John, in the red zone that maybe we do get that touchdown over having to settle for a field goal, and we're not looking at a loss, we're looking at a win. But, those are the breaks, and it didn't end up that way. And, again, when you don't have a Dennis Pitta now and you're down, that allows the defense to focus in more on a Steve Smith and an Owen Daniels, and it limits the opportunities for the team. Coming up, we're going to preview the game coming up against the Miami Dolphins Sunday at 1 o'clock. We'll also take a look at the playoff picture. We do have to talk the P-word because we're pretty far enough along in the season. More of the Ravens Wrap Show to come right here at Comcast Speech TV, ABC 47, WNBT, and 93.5 The Beach. We're back next. Give it here.
In April 1959, Art Wall won the Masters, edging out Carrie Middlecoff and Arnold Palmer by finishing birdie, 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 par birdie. 1 month later, Ocean City Golf Club celebrated the opening of their first 18 holes. That course has been transformed now into one of the most scenic golf layouts on the East Coast. Come experience 36 of the most beautiful and challenging holes you'll find anywhere. Ocean City Golf Club in Ocean City, Maryland.
Welcome to the Comfort Inn Gold Coast. Conveniently located just 1 block from the beach and adjacent to shopping at the Gold Coast Mall and the movie theater. Newly renovated and open year-round with a marvelous bayfront view. Visit us on the web at comfortgoldcoast.com and see our hot deals and great golf packages, or simply call our direct reservation line to plan your stay.